Hello, this is my video. I am Retro Hazuki 81. Now, as you know, I look like probably some of my other friends on Facebook. I'm just a regular guy. Hey, but you know what? The more I train, the more I work out, the more I believe in myself, really. And it's for a very good cause. I want everybody to know, following Retro Hazuki 81 and Shenmue fans around the world, excuse me, as I brush off my my shirt with crumbs. Just had frozen samosas from the store. See, I'm a regular guy, and while I can't, say that I'm, like, I don't know how to say, but if my DNA is, whatever it is, see, let me say, you can consider me like a Filipino Ryuzuki, maybe, in a manner of speaking, because I have Spanish in me. But let me tell the truth about this Ryuzuki. Here's really the truth about Ryuzuki, okay? And I don't just say this every day to everybody, but I'm going to really give a clear explanation of what this Ryuzuki is supposed to be like. You see, he's supposed to be like, okay, when I trained in 1995, I'm going back in time in retrospective, 28 years ago, okay? So if you go back 28 years ago, that's a very long time ago. But still, I'm at the age where, how to really say and explain it. You know how there's martial art movie actors like Scott Adkins, Michael Jai White, maybe GNT, Ninja Trickster. These guys, let me tell you, everybody, they're not 18 like Ryu Hazuki. They're not 25. They're not 21. They're not 27. You know how girls, or women say, well, I won't, my cutoff age is 35. And, seriously, okay, this is what I'm trying to say to everybody. For me to be cool, and, I don't know where my life is going. I'm thinking of maybe being like a some kind of other job field. I'm trying to be like a drone pilot, maybe. I'm considering that because, see, this is the problem here that I'm having. Kind of like a midlife crisis, but it's maybe something I could explain on television if other people would, be willing to step up, but I don't know if they're going to. You see, people are so proud, and that's a big problem for me because in my karate federation, we have a lot of proud people with a lot of pride. And I understand that if you have pride, well, you're going to be proud. You're going to think, no, I'm too good for that guy. Maybe I'm not going to be able to find time to call him because I don't even really care anyway. And, so let me just say this. This Ryu Hazuki, this is what he's like. I'm going to be like Jean-Claude Van Damme, the body of him. My moves are like him a lot because I was inspired by watching Bloodsport, by watching Kickboxer and Kickboxer 2 in 1995. Every day I come home from school. Let me slow down because to see my phone is at a low battery. So let me tell you, every day I came home from school, what I would do, I'd watch this VHS video of a taped Bloodsport, a taped Kickboxer, and Kickboxer 2. I don't even know what I did with all those tapes, but that's the problem. See, like, some things I would have from that year, like I had original jacket, I had, an original bag, I had some of these things were just original, you know what I'm saying? An original watch that was Timex, but I didn't have an Expedition. But my karate teacher would always say, if you don't have an Expedition watch, Ryan, you better get one, because they were using me for this Shenmue. Now, this is a real claim, but I have to mark it as unofficial unless the game industry wants to really give me credit for this. So this is what I'm trying to say, everybody. Now, okay. See, you know how... Okay, Steven Seagal is also from Michigan. Where is he from? Lansing, Michigan. Okay, we know that much. I've established that much. We know that Steven Seagal is from Lansing, Michigan. Okay? Yeah, so he's from Lansing. And I've been to Lansing maybe once or twice. Counting on one hand. But this is the thing about this Shenmue. This game is depicting from the 80s. Now, I know that, let me say, and you know, you can see, I don't talk to any girls or women. You know how I talk about girls and women, how I like them? Well, yeah. I'm living like a caveman, like a bachelor without money. A bachelor without anything going for him except for this Shenmue and my own ambition to be somebody. So, you know, how to really explain this? If you want a Ryu Hazuki like Bruce Lee, like Jean-Claude Van Damme, and like Ryu Hazuki, he's going to look exactly like him, I imagine. Let me give the clear depiction. When I get a healthy lifestyle, when I work out all the time, or when I work out enough and I have a relationship life, I have a sex life. I mean, hey, I have to say these things. Sorry, but, you know, I can't just cater to certain people. I have to be honest about Shenmue. This is reality TV. If you're watching me, I'm just clearing my throat, my nose and everything. But why am I doing this? Why do I clear my throat? Or nose like that, you know, or act a little nervous or whatever, or I have some anxiety because I'm not having the good quality life I need. My needs are not met. But who are you? Who are you, Ryan? Who am I? I mean, really, I sometimes I think that's kind of funny because of that degree that I earned. I earned a real degree or a real certificate, you could call it that too. But this proves that I'm the only Link or guy that is depicted to be this Ryu Hazuki. And this is, see, let me just explain this. I've always had a dream to be a martial arts movie actor since age 14. Now, you just giving the thumb and the fingers, okay? But since age 14, I've always envisioned myself as a martial arts movie actor because I was so inspired by Jean-Claude Van Damme and all these guys on TV, like in Mortal Kombat Conquest. You know, there's a guy that plays Liu Kang, and he's Filipino, but he has Spanish in his blood because he's Filipino. Now, that's the argument I'm giving for this Shenmue, why I need to be accepted like this. It's not about, let me say this. Shenmue, everybody, how to really explain it? To the best of my knowledge, I'm healthy. I'm okay. I'm healthy. I'm healthy enough. And, you know, I can't make myself literally be 18 years old and to satisfy all these people that like Shenmue the animation and they're wanting a Japanese Ryu Hazuki. You know, or they're wanting an Asian Ryu Hazuki. I cannot just satisfy that kind of desire for people that sit in front of the TV, go home and watch TV, or put it on and eat sushi or ramen noodles or something. You know, come on now. This is reality. This is the truth about something that nobody's going to tell you these things, honestly. And I'm an honest person. But, see, now take for instance, let me say this. This is this topic I want to talk about, religion now. Mr. Art Camacho, I just bought his book. Did I put it over here? What do I do with it? Let's see. Put my glasses on. What do I do with that book? What can I do with your book, Art? I had his book somewhere. Let's see. What did I do with Mr. Art Camacho's book? Oh man, if I can't find it right now, that's bad, you know. But what did I do with that book? I put it over here. And I say "damn" like that because that's just how I talk. Long time ago. Yeah, I'm living like I'm in a mess. I'm a messed up guy. Without money, no money. Yeah, this is what I'm like, everybody. And what am I gonna do with myself? Yeah. Did you hear that rattle of the medicine? Did you hear that? Okay. See? Okay, that's the sound of 1995. That's the sound of uncertainty of what to do from the real past of Shenmue that nobody's going to say because it makes Japan look stupid, probably. And that's the problem I have, too. I don't want to make, like, say, Japan or some other source look bad, okay? But this is what I'm saying. They didn't know what to do with mental illness. Neither did I. That's why I think this Jin Kazama character, you notice how he has anxiety in that? Well, that came from me. And I don't know how to tell people that. Look at this, look. Now when I put my head down, see? See, I'm that guy. What can I do? Okay, I have anxiety too issues, and so this is what I'm saying. Okay, you know how this Jin guy, they got a white dove flying the Jun Kazama. I don't even know nothing about some characters in the game, but this is what I'm trying to say here. Now Mr. Art Camacho. See, I'm Hispanic. How do I say this? My nationality is, to my knowledge, I'm Mexican also, okay? But this is what I'm saying. This guy here, he's a fight choreographer. He knows people. This is his book. I bought it in the mail. I'm still having this, vision and this desire to be a martial artist. And I was a fight choreographer at age 14. So, yes, Art Camacho. Okay, I'm just catching my breath there, but seriously, I don't know how to explain this to everybody because there's times I'm kind of acting like maybe you can think I'm, I kind of feel like I'm acting like Tom Arnold, and there's a rumor in our community of Riverview that Tom Arnold owned a house. He owned a house. He owned this big house in our community, and I think actually that might just be like a silly rumor. But it's like this biggest house in our community in Riverview. We live by the Glens. There's like a really big golf course around here. Yeah. So I don't know how to explain myself other than I moved from Melvindale, Michigan. I'm born in Detroit. I moved from Melvindale in 1990. Was it 99? Okay, I'm born in 1981. You notice how they have that coin in Shenmue? You can see that. Imagine I had a coin. I want you to see a circle in my hand. There's a coin of 1981, Queen Elizabeth II, $5 Hong Kong coin. Okay, I established that. But the real truth of that, now what this is, they're saying that's a fake coin, but that's because their Ren of Heavens gives Hazuki 2 of 4 coins. So he gives Hazuki 2 of the 4 coins, and yes, and so therefore, when he gives Hazuki 2 of the 4 coins, see those 4 coins, 2 of those both sides are heads, and 2 of those both sides are tails. You got 4. Give 1 of each to Ryozuki, 1 both tails, one both heads. Okay. So here's what I'm saying. You know, the best actors we've had in the movie industry are from the 80s. They're from the 90s. They're not, you know how this new age of actors or whatever, I don't know what to say about it. There's movies that come out and, they may not be the best movies. Okay. So this is what I'm trying to tell everybody. If you want to cater to a wide range of audiences, like in America, in Europe, in all countries of the world, you're probably going to want to go with me if I can do it. And I need to be given the perfect opportunity, the right opportunity. I need to be funded. I need people to care about me. I need people to respect me. And that goes for wherever I go, because I'm carrying this fight choreography in my mind, and I've done these moves in 1995. I'm the only guy that has done these moves first, and if somebody copied my moves, well, good for you. You copied my moves. Maybe you're a karate teacher. You're a don. Technically, you are, and that's what to say about this, because maybe they've copied my moves, and maybe they have, used my moves and put it, did some kind of computer work or something and put it on screen, because that's where this comes from. It came from my past. And I remember that there's some people that would always come into class and they have big, bulky cameras from the 90s or 80s. So I don't know how else to explain it to everybody. How am I going to explain it to the world about Shenmue? There's a lot to say, and there's a lot to not say. I know a lot of information. Hell, I could come on Netflix and just talk about the Chronicles of Shenmue. That these different truths that I know, or I believe I know, I have some, excuse me, I have some kind of inclined, or, like an inclination for assuming these things. I have an assumption, or, I could just say that. But there's different ways to look at Shenmue. And the real way I look at it, it started, in America, really. But I don't know how to explain that, because I was supposed to go to Japan, according to my teacher. And I had this degree, but, see, this is something that I try to hide a lot, because, think about Christmas. Let me say this. It was Christmas the last time I saw my karate teacher. And the parting gift he gave me was this. He was gonna put me into a video game. And he told me, he said, in the, after class, he said, Ryan, they're gonna use your moves for the video game. They're gonna put your moves into the video game. He told me that. He's like, and I'm like, oh wow, that's cool. Because we talked about these things after class in the changing rooms. And, they should be put lockers in there now. I know they're just, recreational restrooms. But, it's just, that's all we had. That's all we had, and that's all I had, is these memories of my teachers. And I trained with these guys, and they were really talented, old school karate guys. They got older, I got older. Some of us in that class, perhaps we're not even around anymore. But that's part of this past of Shenmue, really, that I'm telling you guys about, because nobody else will. Nobody else is going to tell you these things. And that's the problem I'm having here, okay? It's the fact that I'm not wanting to just say these things. Really, I'm not. But what am I supposed to do with my life? Because, see, there's a lot I don't know that those karate teachers, I think, need to explain to me. They haven't said really nothing to me about this. And I'm going to the studio group, And if, my teachers are just going to sit back and not say nothing to me, like I'm just not important, I'm just insignificant, that's a shame, because you guys need to really step up and tell me something. And I don't know what to do, but I imagine that, you guys, you recorded my moves, and then somehow I know one of my karate teachers has a degree in well, he has a I don't want to say his degree, but he works with computers a lot, and I don't really want to talk about that. But this is the thing about this. Okay, how am I going to get my training at Lincoln Park Band Show? Nobody wants to acknowledge me or nothing. I don't understand. That's why I'm calling this like discrimination, and I don't want to say that. Believe me, I don't want to make Michigan look bad. I don't want to say that, do I? No. It's terrible, taboo, horrible to say that. It makes me look horrible. And I don't think it's about race. I don't think it's about, that really. I think it's about like disability, maybe. I think it's about, not accepting somebody for who they are, for what they're supposed to be, because maybe people are jealous. You ever think of that, everybody? People are jealous if I'm supposed to be Ryu Hazuki. Come on now. If I'm supposed to be Ryu Hazuki and Jin Kazama and Kazuma Kiryu, and how many of these games or movies or ideas came from that year, from the inspiration. I was the iconic inspiration of the martial artist of Ryu Hazuki. You can imagine so much shit came from that year that I'm this guy, and I'm not lying. Why would I lie? Honestly, there's so much truth and love in me, but I can't just tell you guys this. If, it's like I'm telling you, but I'm taking the chance that Sega's gonna embrace me somewhat. And Yu Suzuki, maybe I'll meet him one day, and maybe all these people in the Shenmue 500K group are gonna respect me. And, I don't want to come out and say like, oh, I'm sorry for lying, because I'm not. It's just like, it's not in my program to tell you that I'm lying, because I'm not a lying guy. I'm not a liar, and I'm not telling you this stuff. And that's like bogus. It's just all true. And that's really, I don't know. What am I gonna do? Because I guess I'm gonna try to go to school to be a drone pilot. And I'm gonna do that, and that makes pretty decent money. So I just found out I have to learn some math for my college. I'm thinking of going to a college in Arizona. So like, this probably will be online, but see, that's the whole thing about this. It's like a mess, because a lot of reasons why. Not one reason, not one person. No, it's not one person, it's not one reason. I'm not blaming one person, I'm not blaming just multiple people. It's like different reasons, and a lot of it is just jealousy, I think, of different people. I'll say I make people jealous because I'm supposed to be Ryu Hazuki. Nozomi. See, there's different parts of my memory flashbacks that I remember, but it's just, I don't even know if, like, I didn't know some girls liked me in school in my past. And, as far as this disclaimer goes, who am I? Who are you? Who am I? People are coincidental. I mean, maybe some of us are not around anymore that, like, are in my karate federation, like I train with those people. Maybe some of us are not around, but this is the whole problem I have, everybody. is that, you see, I am trying to, you know, to be honest here, okay? I could be this Hazuki guy. And, maybe, see, this is why I can kind of, I'm thinking, get away with this, because I look Japanese. I have, see, let me tell you also, there's Mexican people in Japan. You know how many Mexicans are in Japan? Everywhere, maybe, or maybe just a few, but we look like the Japanese too, some of us. And I know I'm not just looking at people, I'm not just looking at you. I'm Hispanic too, okay? I can't help that, see, I'm still in Michigan, and I'm not saying this is a racist state, but, if you don't talk to me, and I don't talk to you, don't let me creep you out. But I'm not Mr. Wilson behind a fence, Hey, neighbor. No. You see, come on. I know this is Detroit, but I don't say nothing to you probably because, maybe there's a neighbor or two and they're thinking, that guy's got bipolar disorder. I don't want to know him. Keep him away from my daughter. I don't want his sperm in my daughter. I've heard people literally say that in the grocery line. Keep him away from my daughter. I don't want his sperm in my daughter. I've heard people say that loud and clear. But I don't know who they are or what they're referring to. Shit. But hey, that's how babies are made. That's how the world revolves. That's how the world goes round. And that's how sex happens. And that's how life is. Not that I want to have sex with everybody's daughter, but this is the thing about me. I'm a different kind of a guy. And I have this history of Shenmue in me, but I'm not just gonna, go jump on girls in stores or restaurants and just have sex with them. I'm not gonna go rape women. I respect women. So I don't know how to explain it to people. They or guys, or whatever, you say you're a man. Well, I have respect for women. That's what I've initially was believed I should be like, respect women. And so I would never, how to say, I don't force myself on women, but that's my history. Now, I don't know about, under certain circumstances now, these days, I don't know what it's going to take. I might have to kind of get more aggressive and forceful, but I don't want to just say that. See, I'm not a rapist guy. And this is the problem. I'm in Michigan and I'm got brown skin. I mean, I don't want to say people are racist, but shit, I don't want people to think I'm a pervert or some kind of pedophile or shit. I mean, my God, I could say all kind of terrible things, but I am a legal person. If I date anybody in my life, well, I would say legally they're supposed to be, according to Michigan laws and standards, they're 18 and up. And technically, according to the law in Michigan, the parents would have to sign a waiver if they're under 18. If the girl's like 17 or whatever. See, what I'm doing is the coolest thing ever because I have the coolest history. I'm supposed to be Shenmue and Jin Kazama, but this is what those teachers did for me in 1995. And if I would get a hair transplant, and if I would lose weight, if I would get strong, big and strong, I noticed my chest is coming out little, but I had the muscles of Ryusuke, the body, very much like this guy. And so he would be like Jean-Claude Van Damme, he'd be like Bruce Lee, and he'd look more like Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he'd have the skin tone maybe of Bruce Lee, maybe. I guess you could say that, because I can do some kung fu, and his karate would be like Jean-Claude Van Damme. My butt was like that. A lot of ways, like Jean-Claude Van Damme, JCVD, but that's a big claim. I don't know why I say a big claim, but this is the funny thing, okay? Because I remember I would wear these doctor's khaki pants, they're stone cut, And just like Kickboxer, I kind of copied this, you know. I didn't take pictures because I was like a spiritual kind of a martial artist at the time. I studied different religions like Buddhism, Islam, and Christianity. And how to really say this, you know, I don't really, you know, think it's, you know, I don't like to claim I'm any one religion really, but I do follow different religions. I study them, follow them. I don't really like to claim one religion or any religion sometimes. Sometimes I just don't even like to talk about religion. And if I do, I try to keep it like, you know, private. I don't like bringing that up much. Because sometimes I don't even know what I believe. Sometimes I don't know. And that's the thing about religion. You know, okay. My phone was messed up. Okay. So that's the thing about religion. It's very iffy. And I don't know. It's uncertain. You know, what do we believe or whatever. It's like I might as well put on Marco Polo and watch the Khan of Khans. Genghis Khan or the it's not Genghis Khan, that guy, but the Khan of Khans, I don't know what his name is, but he talks about different religions. And that's going to, like Mongolia in your mind. When you put on Marco Polo on Netflix. So, you know, I'm like the Latin, but I'm Spanish or whatever, you know. Sometimes I feel like I mean, I don't know. It's just funny because, you know, like, I don't know. You know, Scott Adkins is British too. I'm British. And I have British in me. So my nationality is, I'm 50% Hispanic, like Mexican, and then I'm Scottish. I'm British, a lot of Scottish. And mostly it's that. It might be a little more of other smaller European nationalities, but most of my 50% is English and Scottish. And that's why, you know, I kind of look like this Shenmue guy too. This guy's 5'9". I want everyone to know he's 5'9". He's got like a European body in some ways. To me, he's like that. You know, I know we all share differences, or more, probably more or less, I don't know, similarities, differences, but with other, you know, Asian people, but not everybody's going to look like this Hazuki guy. What I'm trying to say is this, okay? I could be like a potential candidate to be this Shenmue guy. And I know, let me say, I'm not forcing myself to be this Hazuki, the Shenmue guy. I would like to just get into the martial arts film industry. I mean, if they have to, maybe they can put me in a Star Wars or Marvel Comics, some kind of movie with martial arts content related. But this is the thing about this, everybody. I'm already Hazuki from my past. And it's just hard to make people accept me if I'm nobody in Michigan. And not just in Michigan, but around the whole world. I'm nobody because whatever reasons, make that plural, whatever reasons there are, that's what it is. And I'm not trying to say that, you know, you have to pick me. You have to make me that guy. Because I'm already that guy. To myself, I'm already that guy. But I never, you know, how to say it. I did come down with this amnesia from maybe trauma. And I lost my memories over the years. Now, here I am. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock. And, you know, I went to the hospital recently for like low potassium. I don't know how that happened. You know, I take these different supplements, but not everybody believes, how to say it. Not everybody believes in the COVID vaccine, okay? And I don't even know if I want to get into that, you know, but there's people like on this, you know, different television stations and they're not accepted maybe by the government, by the democratic media or whatever. I don't know what to do about this, okay? But this is the thing about this. Not everybody believes in a vaccine, and not everybody gets the vaccine. Sometimes they say people die from the vaccine, so I don't even know what to do, really. And I don't know what to do about getting it or not getting it, I guess. So I was recently, vaccinated for pneumonia, okay, pneumonia, and I believe, and they say that, that vaccine has certain properties that are like the COVID-19 vaccine, but it's not that. Now, how to say this? Okay, I take this supplement called NAC, NAC, and I used to take quercetin. I don't take this every day now, but so I was taking quercetin, NAC, vitamin D3, vitamin C, zinc, magnesium, and these different, vitamins and minerals are good for your respiratory system, your body, this, that. Now, I had something where I would spit sometimes and cough, and that was from GERD. That was from GERD, and my doctor said that's from GERD. You got this acid reflux that comes up from your stomach and goes up. It wasn't even COVID. So I don't even know, like how to really say this to everybody. There's people in China that, or Asia or whatever, they didn't get vaccinated, but, or they don't believe it or something, like whenever they came out with this COVID-19 vaccine, I mean, how to say it, it's recently they came out with this, but if this, what do they call it, Wuhan virus or something, comes from bats, does it come from bats that are dead or eat garbage or whatever? I don't know what it is, but hey, that's the world we live in. If that happened, I don't understand, but it's just, something happened in the world that kind of turned it upside down, and now we're at the end of the pandemic. We're at the end of it, and it's about the end of the 3 years, and that's what my doctor told me. And so it's up to you guys. You want a Ryu Hazuki that's like Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's like Bruce Lee, and let me say, he's going to be a lot like Ryu Hazuki, and he's going to be like this Jin Kazama in some ways, and this is how I'm this guy. I used to have severe anxiety. Yeah. And so, because I had severe anxiety in my past, and I'm holding the phone, as you see, I'm holding this phone up. I'm not really comfortable doing this video, but I'm doing it because it's necessary. So this guy, he'll be like Jean-Claude Van Damme. He'll have the body like that in some ways. I'm going to be 5'9", like Jean-Claude Van Damme in a lot of ways. And then he's going to be like Bruce Lee, like, certain skin tone and doing kung fu, and be having a helicopter kick, going back to Van Damme. And then he's going to be like the fight choreography of Ryu Hazuki. And he's going to have a hair transplant. My hair's going to... See how I'm like bald in my back? I look like a mess, kind of, I'm bald now, but if they gave me a hair transplant and I had a healthy life and money, and, imagine where my life would be. If I had an agent from the studio group or agents working for me, people giving them money, and, donating to the Shenmue, where's that missing proof of those videos from 1995? See, I don't know. Someone needs to come forth, present those videos, because those videos have me doing these moves the way they're in Shenmue, and better than Shenmue. They're better than some of these moves, because there's undocumented moves still that they didn't put in Shenmue. And, there's one or two or more that I know of. I'm just not saying in this video right now. I'm not telling everything now. But this is a real revelation of what I'm trying to give everybody, this certain truth here, is that, okay, it's up to you, but let me say this. Shenmue, is about the iconic martial arts sensation. He's not about, you know, how Steven Seagal tells that government agent guy, sex is not the only thing there is in life. He says, and I thought you government guys were nice, upstanding men. Or how does he say it? And I thought you government men were good, upstanding men. We all watch these movies sometimes, but it's just, that's the thing about this too. I'm an inspirational kind of a person. I'm not just, some guy that's anybody. No, I'm a very, spiritual man. And I want people to know that if you want the real Hazuki, you would go with me, or at least give me the opportunity, the money, the funds, whatever. And I know I have not invested in a studio group because I have no money to. I need like I need $600 to pay the studio group. I don't have it. I don't have any money. I'm trying to get a job. It's just, there's so many bills I have and so much I got that I don't know when I'm going to do it. So the director's hands are tied, and that's a problem. But this is what I'm saying. If you want a Ryuzuki that's going to have hair like him, he's going to have hair exactly like the guy. He's going to look exactly like the guy in the Sega Dreamcast. And he's going to be exactly like him. If I'm this guy, he's going to be exactly like Ryuzuki from the Sega Dreamcast, but he's going to be better, and he's going to be able to speak Japanese. He's going to be able to speak like Corey Marshall. He's going to be Ryuzuki, the real one. And if you want that, pick me. Thank you. I'm Ryan Michael Salazar, and I'm Retro Ryuzuki 81.